We're just going to pass the hat. I just can't do that. Now, knowing that who all's here, there might not be much in the hat, but y'all are just too quiet and look like too much of a congregation, not to at least maybe, you know, have a little fun about passing the hat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of Jasper City Council and all the citizens of Jasper, Georgia, I welcome you to this ribbon cutting today. 20 years ago, if we were sitting where we're sitting today, we would be sitting probably in or in a close proximity to a pine thicket. Some people would call that a forest. But in Jasper, Georgia, we refer to it as a pine thicket. There might have been a few oaks, a few briar, but we were sitting in a pine thicket forest joined to a pasture, a cow pasture, running parallel with Highway SR 515, Appalachian Development Highway, and very little else. It was at that time I first had an opportunity to meet our guest today, that being the governor of the state of Georgia. He was congressman. At that time, he was a freshman congressman in Washington. And 20 years ago, the governor, or the congressman at the time, I went to Washington to visit and try to secure an Appalachian Regional Commission grant to run a sanitary sewer line up this valley. And I remember going to the congressman's office and we talked a little bit about the Appalachian Regional Commission and a little bit about the project and a little bit about what he was going to do, because that was his freshman year. And I remember specifically, and I hope the governor today remembers this, because the only thing that I can recall from that meeting today was I told him, I said, you know, when I got off the subway and came into your office, the only people that would pay attention to me and make eye contact with me were the street people. And he kind of agreed with it. I couldn't get anybody to contact until I got to the congressman's office. But anyway, the congressman at that time supported the project. And with that, we received, the city of Jasper, $300,000 from the Appalachian Regional Commission. And we were able, the Jasper City Council, to run a sanitary sewer line some 3/4 mile up to this area. And at that time, people call that speculation. Today, with the governors being here, we're going to call that forward thinking. With that, when you leave this facility, you'll be able to look out and you'll be able to see all the development that took place because of that infrastructure that then Congressman Deal supported. So it makes it very fitting that we have the governor with us today. I would like to also welcome our esteemed guests from ORLACO and thank them so much for their investment into our community, and hope it grows to what we speculated to be. And with that, we will have all the dreams and aspirations we had back then for the sanitary sewer line and the development of the Appalachian Development Highway. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you today, and thank you for coming.
Hi there, warm welcome from us, from the Netherlands, all over here to Jasper, Georgia. My name is Kurt Dekker. I'm the officer of the company over here, and I'm really excited. It's a nice day today. It's really, of course, also a warm welcome, Mr. Governor. Really happy that you're here. Henry and Jan, also all back from the Netherlands just for today. Thank you very much. And of course also all the representatives of the state and the mayor. Thank you. So why Georgia? Why Jasper? I only have 3 minutes to explain, but I need the whole day. So, to just say that it all starts with Nico Wijnberg. Nico Wijnberg is one of the representatives of the state of Georgia, but he's also Dutch. So for me and him, it was very easy that he give a presentation in his own language to me, in my own language, to explain why Georgia is the best state to invest. And till now, till today, I am completely convinced and he is right. So we are very happy that we are in Georgia. Of course, it's an automotive state, or the south part of the United States is more and more automotive and supplies automotive. And we as a manufacturer are also in the automotive branch. So that's also already one match. The other match is that we need a state where it is very easy to transport our goods. We are all over worldwide, and so in North America we picked this city, Jasper and Georgia, because Atlanta, of course, is number one if it is about, say, the transport capital. We have the nice airport, but also we have Savannah and the other ports, and all the transport, almost in at least 2 till 5 days we can reach all our customers in North America, so that's great. And then, very important, high technical education. Education. We are a high-tech company. All our engineers are high-tech engineers. So we need also, our new employees should also be on the right school, and the right schools and universities are here in this state, so that's also why. The support of the state, it's great, really. Everything, it's really like home. From the day one till now, the support we receive from the state of Georgia, but also from the city of Jasper, Pickens County, the Chamber of Commerce, we are really feel this warm welcome, and we really want to expand in your city and in your county. Just a little bit about our company before I introduce our owner. ORLACO already manufactures more than 25 years cameras. So you can say we are a specialist in cameras, and not just cameras like taking pictures or whatever. No, we are in the heavy equipment, or the heavy industries. Every moving vehicle should have a camera. Those days, with all the larger equipment, you can't imagine that it is not even without a camera anymore. So we are here, not first time, we're already 20 years in the United States, but now today we are a real presence in the United States. And together with all the people here and all our customers, we will really supply all the users of heavy equipment, on-road trucks and fire trucks and all those things with cameras to make the United States a little bit more efficient, but at least also safer. So thank you again, and I really want to invite now our owner and founder of the company, Henry van Beuzenkom.
Thank you very much. Vision is our mission. What does that mean? When I was a young guy, I still consider myself a young guy, but 25 years back I was really a young guy. I was convinced that every truck, every crane, every fire truck, every waste truck, every ship would be equipped with cameras. And so I have a long journey behind me where we really had to cope with the difficult circumstances of this type of machines. Yeah? And I had a long journey in getting to reach the level to come here, because the US is the biggest economy in the world. You're even 4 times, 5 times bigger than the second economy in the world. But to come here, you really need to have a strong approach to the market. So your product has to be ready, your people have to be very well educated and trained, and also you need to be here face to face. Because it's all people business. And I'm so glad you are all here. This is great. Yeah? Because this is what it's all about. It's not technical stuff, it's not laws, no, it's people's business. And if people believe, and if people are having a positive drive, then you can reach unlimited amounts of activities. And that's what I feel here when I come today. I feel that the people have a drive here, have a positive drive. We get all the support, and I'm sure we will change not only this state, but also this nation a little bit. And as Kurt said, we make it a bit safer, a bit more efficient, and a bit more comfortable. So I would like to thank you for your support. Thank you. I'll now invite Tom Coteau. He'd like to say a few words to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today at an international announcement of a Dutch company for a growing Pickens County. And Kurt, Henry, when you put out 75 chairs and you have standing room only, it gives you an indication of what kind of community you're coming to. So congratulations to you and thank you for having us here. Today is my pleasure to introduce the Governor of Georgia, a man who does not need a long introduction, and a man who I know does not want a long introduction. So I won't do that. However, I do want to tell you two things that you need to know about this governor. The first thing is, he is an absolute leader and champion for economic development. Since taking office, this governor has announced 85,000 jobs and over $16 billion of investment. And I want to thank Nico Weinberg on our team for being part of this project, of the next project for economic development for the state of Georgia. The second thing I want to tell you about the governor is he is an absolute leader and is dedicated to the international community in Atlanta and in Georgia. And just yesterday, the governor was with our entire consular corps, welcoming them again, because we always have new ones coming in, and inviting them to be with him and Mrs. Deal at their home at the governor's mansion. And so I know he's a great supporter of the international community, and he will be a great supporter for this company as well here in Georgia. And so it's my pleasure and honor to introduce the 82nd governor of the state of Georgia, Governor Nathan Deal.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. I am honored to be here too. I almost don't know where to start, but I will start with Tom and Nico. They are outstanding examples of the fine people that you have working for you in our Department of Economic Development. You know, we have some 11 offices around the world, and those offices are really points of contact for all of Georgia with people in those other parts of the world. And we are just so pleased to have ORLACO here today. We're pleased that you have chosen the state of Georgia and this part of North Georgia to be the home of your North American headquarters. We believe it's just the beginning of something great. Now, I've got to go back and divert back to what Mayor Weaver said. He is true, and it is one of those few pieces of advice that I have remembered from my early days as a freshman in Washington, D.C. John was very frustrated when he got to my office there in Washington that day. He said he had been walking through all of those buildings and that nobody would look at him, that they were all seemed to be obsessed with looking at their shoes. And he said, you know, I think if you will just do this one thing, if you'll look people in the eye and speak to them, you're going to do okay. John, thank you for that advice. It worked. Now, I must say though, when I left Washington, there were a lot of people who still had their head down. And there were some good reasons for some of them to have their head down, I might add. But congratulations to the leadership here in your hometown and in your county. And congratulations to your leadership that you've sent to the General Assembly. Two of them came with me today, your Representative Jaspers and your Senator Gooch. And they do represent you very well at the state capitol. And I've got to get them back because they're tardy right now. This is the second week of the session, but they got excuses to come and be with us here for just a few minutes this morning. But let me tell you and paint a bigger picture for you. You heard it from the ORLACO representatives here just a minute ago. There are many ingredients to their decision to come here. Those ingredients include access to transportation corridors, access to be able to deliver a finished product to their customer, and the ability to transport products in to a storage facility in order to then later distribute it. But it also requires that they have the kind of workforce that they need. And more, the demands of business are going to be to have technical skills, especially the skills that are associated with industries such as ORLACO. And we think that we are a good state for that, but we're going to continue to press in that regard. Education is an important ingredient for us to be able to maintain our status as the #1 state in the country in which to do business, but we've got to have a workforce to help keep us there. And we pledge to ORLACO that we will do our part to continue to provide you with educated people who are willing to work and willing to work hard. Now, this Dutch company is one of about 180 Dutch companies who are located in the state of Georgia. We have a rather significant presence of companies from their country that are already here. And it is almost like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, when somebody comes from another country and establish a business and they have good results and they are well received, they become our ambassadors, not only to their country, but to others in the international community. I have every reason to believe that ORLACO will become that ambassador for you in this community. Also, it's important that we have some of their customers within that driving distance that they need. And I saw the John Deere equipment outside. I understand you supply to JCB, an English company, folks, by the way, located down in the Savannah, Georgia area. They make backhoes. In fact, I visited them about a year or so ago, and they wanted me to test drive one of their backhoes. Now, they have a big contract with the United States military. And the reason is, they are the ones who make a backhoe that'll go 60 miles an hour. They even let Sandra ride in one of those. I told them, please don't let her drive that. But you know, if I'm in a war zone, and I'm digging a trench and somebody starts shooting at me, I want a backhoe that's going to go 60 miles an hour and get me out of there. Well, JCB is one of their customers. We're fortunate that Caterpillar, as you know, just a year or so ago. Now, I might tell you that Caterpillar was the fastest company I've ever seen from the day we turned the shovels of dirt to commemorate their groundbreaking until I went back 360 days later. 360 days later, they had not only finished their plant, they were rolling their first products off the assembly line. Now, that's a pretty good indication that there was a lot of cooperation in the Athens area of getting permits and all the other things that it took to be able to get a building built and all the things that it takes. That's the kind of cooperation that is important for local communities to demonstrate to businesses, is that you're not going to be an obstacle to them. You're going to be a partner working with them to help do the things that they need to be able to be in production as soon as possible. So, our building of a base of companies around this state attracts people like ORLACO because it is their customer base as well. And that's why the reforms that the members of the General Assembly worked with me to put in place to attract more manufacturing to our state is paying huge dividends. When the decision was made that we were going to roll back and ultimately remove sales tax on energy used for manufacturing, it was a signal to the manufacturers of the world that Georgia is the best place to be and to do business for manufacturing. And we are seeing a resurgence in manufacturing. That's why, if you listen to the news this morning, we had our unemployment rate drop another 0.3%. The lowest, I believe, it has been since the recession started back in 2008. So we're headed in the right direction. We're creating more jobs, and with those more jobs, ORLACO is adding to that total. So thank you for inviting me to be with you today. Thank you for the support you have given them up to this point, and thank you for the support you will give them, because even though they have a little bit of a different North Georgia accent than we do, they will be good corporate neighbors and good corporate citizens. And I know that you will welcome them into this community and make them feel at home. Thank you for having me today.
Well, thank you, Governor. We certainly appreciate those comments, and certainly appreciate everyone coming out this morning to help us celebrate not only ORLACO's ribbon cutting of their North American headquarters, but it's also their 25th anniversary. So we're very pleased that we are here to celebrate that today. What we're going to do now is we are going to very, very quickly go outside, because it's cold and the governor's on a timeline as well. We are very quickly going to go outside and do a ribbon cutting.
All right, on this second one, you'll go ahead and drop the ribbon on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. There we go. Okay, thank you.